An individual. An individual can sue you. Be reasonable first. Somebody want to sue me, I'm sorry I made a mistake, I apologize, I'd like to settle right now. Even if I'm not so sure who made the mistake, it's just be reasonable first, offer a settlement. If they don't go for it, shift gears and counter-sue, then drag the matter as long as possible. Make sure your asset protection is structured properly. So even with the asset protection, I try to settle. Why? Less negative energy. But then if they don't go for it, I switch the table and then I counter-sue. And when you counter-sue, you drag. Now it's a game. You should not stress you out. Just to give you an example, I had a building and it was several floors and a penthouse. And this guy came in, he's a painter and he does statues. And he said, I'd like to rent the penthouse. I said, okay. I said, the 3 floors below are vacant at this time. I'm trying to get a segregation. That means separate the building through the government approval. And eventually I'll do a hotel. He said, no worries, I'll be there. He went there, paid me for 1 month, and then refused to pay me. And we tried to serve him, he's traveling. We tried to go after him, and then he hired, so I told him, look, we're going to have to evict you then. I cannot find you. I left him a voicemail message. I hired an attorney to file the paperwork. We finally evicted him. When they evicted him, it was pretty bad. We got the court order and they said that the marshal's office will come in like at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So I called him on Tuesday and I said, you're still in La La Land, so let me bring reality to you. You didn't show up in court, you lost the case, and they're gonna come tomorrow. So please, don't embarrass yourself. They're gonna take your stuff, put it on the street. If I can help you at all, like to that degree I'm going with the guy. We will be happy to, my contractor has a truck, and he will be happy to help you move it, and I'll pay for him. He never responded. Sure enough, 2 o'clock Wednesday, marshals came in, took his stuff, computers, chairs, and all this, put it right on the sidewalk in the street. You know, and I own many buildings on the street, so it was good propaganda for me. Whoa, you better pay the rent. This guy's gonna throw you out with the computers and the chairs. So it was good for me. But for him, he sued me for $1.8 million for emotional distress that he could no longer make statues or paint. And that he was commissioned by one of the banks to put statues and whatever in the lobby and couldn't even get his head around it because I totally ruined him. So I called him, I said, look, I'm sorry that I upset you so much. I'll give you $10,000, let's just waive this thing. $10,000 after not paying me for like 8 months. Could I be any nicer? And he said, no, I cannot settle. I said, no problem. Are you sure you want to go up against me? He said, yes. I said, okay, let's go. Now, of course, there is nothing to go after because all the equity is stripped. So his attorney said to him, you got to pay me. So he started paying him with statues and paintings that he has. And we've gone to court. We went to court and they brought a voodoo guy. I kid you not, God is my witness. We're in court. Okay, so I don't show up. Okay, I just send the attorneys. I never show up to courts. I only show up to church. You understand? So the attorney went and the attorney called me. He said, I got to send you a picture of this. I said, no, let's not have drama. Just tell me. He said, there is a guy wearing voodoo with stuff. Every time the judge talks, he's going, I said, and the judge said nothing. He said, the judge asked him, what is going on back there? And the guy said, I'm just here with the, with the Mr. Vega and the plaintiff. I said, voodoo and all kinds of things. And still, I'm winning the case. And now they asked me to settle. 2 attorneys refused his case, like they started fighting and refused the case. They asked me for a deposition. The judge said I have to go to a deposition. I went in. It was a lot of fun. And actually, when we left, I'd like to show you. At the end, it was so much fun for me, I asked them to take a picture with me. I'll show it to you later. I said, hey, this was so much fun. I'm just having so much fun with it. I said to the attorney and the people, the court thing, and the guy, I said, this was so much fun when we finished. Can I take a picture? Can we take a picture together? And they stood together looking at each other. I said, no harm done, just a picture. And they said, why? I said, I like to show my kids what I've done when I travel. I'd like them to see what happens. I explained to them lawsuits and all this. And his attorney looked at my attorney, and my attorney came, stood next to me, and the other attorney came, and I said, please come over, Mr. Vega, the guy that's suing me. And he came over, and I'm going to show you the thing. I'm going to find a way to put it up here. And they all stood there. You could see like Vega's like, and his attorneys and the court lady, they're all like, what's going on? And then his attorney said, this guy's too nice, and he's going to win. He's very organized mentally. We don't want to deal with him. So what I'm telling you is, be reasonable first. If they don't go for it, fight them back. And if you're set up with an asset protection structure is just going to go nowhere. You could literally play with it as long as you want.